Coach, I mentioned to Erica as well, I'm sure when you go and look back at a game, there's always things you could have done better, mistakes, things that can be cleaned up. But I mean, senior day is always emotional. You came out here, you put 6 in the back of the net, on a nice day here at Cochrane, came away with a win where everyone, including all your seniors, got good minutes as you wrap up non-conference. So I have to think on many levels there are things you would love to improve. There are also many things that you're very happy with from today.
Yes. I think that, games like this are tough because the longer you leave teams in a game, the more motivated they are to do something. And we scored a couple of goals in the first half that really set the tone. I don't think we played particularly well, and I think we got away from the game plan. And in the second half, we really stuck to it, and we were able to play the way we wanted to play, and that was the chance for us to get some more goals and to enjoy the afternoon.
As always, there's many players I could ask you about, but I want to ask you about Chelsea Washington, because you had a number of shots early, and it was only maybe midway through the first half, but you had double-digit shot attempts already, and it was still scoreless, and she stepped up and hit a free kick, and then less than 4 minutes later, she got a body part or two on another free kick and redirected it in. And I mean, that's, maybe the second one especially maybe wasn't the prettiest, but that's exactly what you're looking for, I assume, in an upper-class leader, and just she did what needed to be done. Am I correct?
100%. It's all well and good being good soccer players, but if you don't have the mentality to get the job done the dirty way, then you're not going to win enough games. And I think those 2 goals being so different tells you everything you need to know about Chelsea. She has all the qualities, but she has the drive and the grit as well.
And again, I could ask you about a million other players, but I want to ask you, I guess, just talk about the overall emotion of senior day, and whether for you, obviously a lot of people leave it till later in the season, but just it's, in a way, I assume it's nice to you get it. Ideally, it's still warm weather. It's a nice weekend day, and you probably more importantly, it's just one less thing on your mind. Like later in the season, sometimes those games mean a lot, and it's maybe nice to have senior day taken care of on a nice Sunday in mid-September.
Yeah, there's a bunch of reasons of why we do it now, but overall, I think the point of senior days is before the game to be able to let them have a moment with the families in a game that isn't, post-season when you're really kind of fighting tooth and nail. And as much as we were today, in the end, it turned into something where we could celebrate them in the game. We could get them all off the field at the same time and be able to applaud them at once, which is a good moment for them. But honestly, I said to them yesterday, hey, as always, the senior day celebrations the bit beforehand where we see you folks and you get some flowers and it's nice. But then when the game starts, it starts, and they all look to me as if to say, well, of course it is. Like, why are you explaining this to me, coach? So they know that, we know that. Today, the way the game went, they were all able to enjoy it and play and play well. So overall, the day went as perfectly as it could have done for the seniors, but for all of us as a team, really.
And for the last question, rather than basically make a statement and then say you agree, right? I'm going to actually ask you a question here. You're done with non-conference. It probably feels like forever ago that preseason started and you went to Hawaii, but you have a large team. A lot of newcomers were on the team this year. How do you feel your team is done? Where do you feel your team's at as you now they all count in the MAC starting next weekend?
We're getting there. I think we showed today that the way we want to play, if we stick to it and play that way, it can be really good. But we've got plenty to work on. We had one more injury at the end of the game today, which was a real blow for our squad. But other than that, everything's in place for us to be able to be in charge of our destiny, right? And that's what you want. The fact that no one's played a MAC game yet, or we're 10 games in, you want to be able to control what you're doing, and we know that we can. And I think that we believe that we're good enough as a team to be able to control every game be the ones that are making the decisions for the outcome. You know, we're not going places thinking, I hope these guys don't show up today and maybe we'll scratch a draw. We're going into every single game with the same mindset, and our first MAC game will be exactly the same. We want to go and win, so we want to do that. I think we feel confident about that, but the only way we can prove that is by doing the work on the field. So hopefully plenty more results like today, and we'll get where we want to be by the end of the season.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks, mate.